Hey YouTube, I am so excited to be back on the mat with you. This flow today is a happiness flow and I hope it brings you tons of joy. It is the first part in a 14-day series which is over on my app, which has just been rebranded. It's no longer Hannah Barrett Yoga, it's now Yoga Happy, the Yoga Happy app. You can download it on Apple, on Android, and for the whole month of November, the 14-day challenge is 100% free. So, coming into any comfortable position, you can be seated on a mat, you can be seated on a pillow, you could even be seated on a chair for this first part. You're going to bring your hands onto your knees or thighs, you're going to turn your palms to face up, thumb and index finger, let's bring it to touch. Now gently close your eyes, take a big breath in and a big sigh out. Do that 2 more times, breathing in, sighing out and letting go of anything you don't need, that you don't need in this room while you practice, whether it's a thought, whether it's some tension that you're holding onto in your shoulders or your face. Breathe in, let go. And then bring the breath in and out through the nose. And all I want you to do is make that exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. And as you do, just gently press the backs of your hands into your knees or thighs just a little bit. And as you do, lift out through the crown of the head and find a little bit more length through the spine. Breathing in, creating space. Breathing out and letting go. So the theme of the class today is santosha. Contentment or gratitude or joy, whatever you want to think of it like. It's one of the yoga's niyamas, one of our ethical principles to live by. And it's finding joy in this life as we're living it right here and now, not seeking for anything else. So as you sit here and breathe, before we start to move our bodies, I want you to bring to mind one thing that you're grateful for. Just one thing right now, bring it to mind. And then what I want you to do is think of one more thing, but this time make it smaller, make it seemingly more insignificant, but perhaps notice how more significant it is to you. And I give you an example. So the thing that I always come back to is my small thing that someone else might think, I don't really understand why you find gratitude in that. But I find gratitude every night when I go to bed, and I always check on my children. I have 2 children. I always check on them and they're usually fast asleep. And in that moment, I find such joy, such gratitude for the fact that I am privileged to have 2 children, that they are safe, that they are well. Their crinkle-free face is just peaceful, is full of joy. And it's that small moment that I realize is massive. And it's these small moments that we need to notice more because they provide the joy in our lives. So, with that thought of joy in your mind, bring your hands in front of your heart into prayer. Start to rub your palms together. Take a big breath in. Feel that heat in your palms. And as you bring your exhale, you're going to bring your hands onto your heart. You're going to set an intention with me, an intention of finding joy in this practice, finding joy as you walk off your yoga mat into your life today. And we're going to start this class by coming up to stand on our feet. Can you get there without using your hand? Perhaps you use a little bit of momentum, perhaps crossing your legs is enough, perhaps bringing your feet together in towards your body is going to help you come up to stand. Now, all I want you to do is bring the breath in and out through the nose, just like you were in that breathing technique. As you inhale, lift the arms, lift onto the toes. As you exhale, let the body go, a little bit like a rag doll. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, let it go. Breathing in Exhale. Now your movement doesn't have to look like mine. If you feel like you need an extra little wiggle, you take that extra little wiggle now. But use this as an opportunity to kind of figure out, what's my body doing today? Where am I feeling stuff? Where do I need to focus a little bit more attention in this flow? We're going to do one more. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Stay at the bottom. Perhaps you take each elbow coming into ragdoll now. Or perhaps you make a little fist and bring that little fist to your third eye and just rest your head on your hands and let go of that back chain, that back line of your body. Bend your knees, maybe even a little bit more, and see how that feels. Holding here 3, holding here 2, and 1. Gently let the hands go and peel the body up piece by piece. Again, checking in. How's the back feeling? How's the spine doing? Rolling the shoulders back. And coming to stand on your left foot, bring your hands out in front, lift your right foot off the floor and take 3 circles with your ankle and your wrists. 3, and then take it the other way and notice any of the movements are a little bit juddery. My ankle for sure is. And then let's switch sides. Right foot comes down, left foot lifts. Notice when you lift your foot, do you tend to dump into that hip? Can you push down through your right foot, change direction, and stand tall instead? My foot's getting really confused. A little coordination challenge, right? Bring your foot down, reach your arms to the sky, lift your shoulders as you do, make a fist, make a star, make a fist, make a star. So you might have done this with me before. We're just going to warm up our wrists, warm up our forearms. As we're doing this, let's do some little calf raises. So lifting up and down. Notice if your body wants to go into a back bend, can you keep a straight line instead? Maybe give a little bit of a squeeze to the glutes, a little bit of a draw into the ribs. Okay, I can feel this in my arms now. We're going to do another 3, another 2, another 1. And release the arms, give them a little bit of a shake out. You can shake out the legs as well if you want. Now, bringing the feet together. Inhale, breathe the chest open, cactus the arms. Again, little squeeze of the glutes. Don't let the head go. Just think about pushing the head back in space. As you exhale, you're going to round. Bring elbow towards elbow, round through the back, tuck the tail. Inhale, breathe the heart high. Exhale, exactly the same again and round. Now this time we're going to change it up a little bit. Inhale, lift the heart, breathe in. Exhale, come back through neutral, hands come together, knees bend. You're going to take a little twist over towards your right side. Perhaps your left upper arm meets your right thigh. Roll your right shoulder back. Draw the inner thighs in towards each other and breathe. Keep rolling that right shoulder open, getting that twist, moving from your sternum, so from your heart space, and getting the twist to come into the thoracic spine, not just into the neck. Hold for 3, hold for 2, and 1. Inhale, legs straighten. Come back to the cactus, breathe in. Breathe out and round. And again, breathe in. Breathe out and round. Last time, breathe in. Breathe out, come through neutral, hands to heart, sit low. Rotate your body over towards the left this time. Right upper arm comes to the outside of the left thigh. Roll the left shoulder open, grow tall through the crown of the head. And notice, maybe have a little peek in your knees. Is that right knee trying to creep forward? Can you equal your knees out? Again, thinking about that twist coming from the thoracic spine. We're holding here, breathing here for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale brings you all the way up. Lift the fingers. Let's lift the toes. And then exhale, drop the heels, hands to heart, close your eyes, come back to that intention, find joy. So your feet can be together or you can shuffle them so they're hip distance apart, whatever you prefer. Now let's come back to this cactus and sit down into your chair. So again, imagine you have a midline all the way through your body and you're hugging everything in towards that midline. Notice if your tailbone wants to lift, can you instead try and keep that neutral spine? Breathe in, see if you can lift onto the tippy toes. And then as you breathe out, bring your hands into a lock behind your back and take a forward fold. Knees can be as bent as you need them to be. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale brings you back to your chair. Can you lift your heels? Have a little giggle if you can't. If your balance is off today, that's okay. I feel that lots of the time as well. Last time, inhale. Lift the heels. And exhale, find that fold. Now reach your fists up towards the ceiling. As I said before, bend your knees as much as you need in this pose. Lift your sit bones up towards the sky, hopefully feeling that lovely stretch under your hamstrings on the back of the thighs. And then inhale, come up to stand. Keep your locked hands if you can. If your palms aren't together, that's okay. If you need a strap, I should have said that before, you can always grab a strap. Now inhale, lift your left knee up towards you. If balance is super tricky, bring your hands onto your hips instead. Now as you exhale, can you take your left toes back and fly a little warrior 3 variation? So your left hip is going to want to lift, spiral it down towards the mat. Imagine a line of energy from your toes all the way to the crown of the head. Have a little bend in your right knee if you need to. I definitely have, it feels good today. Grounding through, imagine you've got 4 corners on that right foot. Feel that connection to the earth. Now very, very slowly, bring those toes down. See if you can create no noise as they land. Inhale, lift the heart. Your back foot's at 45 degrees. Your feet are on train tracks. We're going towards humble warrior. Exhale, hinging forwards and letting go, letting the head go. If you feel like you don't have enough space, wiggle this right foot a little bit over towards the right. Lengthening through the spine. Each inhale grows you a little bit longer. Each exhale, have a sensation of letting go. And then focus on your feet for a moment. And imagine you're ripping the mat apart with your feet. So really energizing through the legs, particularly that back leg. Now inhale is going to bring you all the way up. You're going to release the arms and you're going to open out to face the left side of the mat. Turn your toes, your back toes, to face the side of the mat, so the back foot is parallel with the edge of the mat. You can wiggle your feet so you're more heel to heel. Inhale, reach you forward, Utthita Trikonasana. Exhale, opens you up, triangle pose. Find joy in this pose, okay? Don't force yourself to hold onto your big toe and crank yourself into the pose. I don't do that, and I've been practicing yoga for a long time because this feels better for me. Roll that left hip open, roll the left shoulder open, reach the arm up towards the sky, reach the crown of the head away from the left foot. Find length, find space, find joy. Now as you inhale, you're going to come all the way up. Use your strength to do so. Little reverse triangle, left hand to belly. And then exhale, let's vinyasa. Windmill the hands, frame the front foot, step back silently. Okay, drop the knees if you need to, keep them lifted if you want to. As you lower down, your shoulders stay lifted. Inhale, heart opens. Hug the shoulder blades towards the spine, suction them in. And then exhale, tuck toes, hips lift, downward facing dog. Let's take a few wiggles, a few little side to sides with the hips. Again, checking in with the body. Where are you feeling it? What are you feeling? And then let's tiptoe, tiptoe the feet all the way to the front of the mat and fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift, find hands to heart, find that reminder of contentment, find joy. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeps you back up to your cactus chair. Can you lift your heels towards the sky? Exhale and fold. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, remembering if you can't lock your arms, You can just reach the arms back instead, or you can grab a strap or a belt or something like a sock that will work the same. We don't need all of these fancy things. We can find things that work just the same. Now holding here just for a moment more, perhaps checking in with each side of the body. Maybe the left leg feels a little bit more open now. And then inhale brings you all the way to stand, just like before. Lift your right knee this time in towards your body. Feel the four corners of the left foot, ground them down as you lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, send that right leg all the way back behind you. Can you? She says losing her balance. I lose my balance all the time. It's because I'm not a robot, I'm human, and I'm actually completely lost it now, right? You guys go into Warrior 3 as I have a little struggle bus here. Okay, I've got it. So spiral that right hip down, ground through the left foot, lift out through the crown of the head, and then how softly can we land that foot? So remembering train tracks, 45 degrees the foot. Inhale, heart lift. Exhale and fold. Don't let that left knee collapse inwards. Try and keep it tracked over the ankle. Push the feet in opposite directions. Find length through the spine and let the head go. Breathing in, breathing out, finding joy. Next, inhale brings you all the way up. Release the hands. Have a little wiggle of the feet, perhaps getting heel to heel, or maybe heel to arch feels better than you. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, reach the arm forward. Exhale, open out to your triangle. I'm going to change sides so I can see you guys, or you can see me. Reaching the fingers up towards the ceiling. Rolling the right hip open. And keeping that activation through the legs. If this is really easy and you feel like you're hanging out here, think, where can I bring more strength into this posture? And if gazing up doesn't feel good for you, then gaze down. Again, find joy. Find what movement works for you. Now inhale brings you all the way up with strength, with grace. Left arm goes over, right hand to belly. Breathing in, breathing out. Windmilling the hands, silently stepping back, plank. Lower knees if you need to. Dial the hands out as you lower slowly. Inhale, heart open, lift high. If you're in an up dog or cobra, hold it there a moment. Imagine you're gently hugging a pillow between your inner thighs, and then have a little wiggle from side to side. Wiggle the shoulders, whatever feels good. Just feeling into this pose. Where are you feeling sticky? And then exhale, lift you all the way up. So now bend your knees, gaze forward, and take a little hop, and your feet are going to end out mat distance apart, facing 45 degrees. You're going to come into a yogi squat. And you're going to reach your arms forward, and if you're chilling out, I don't want you to chill out. I want you to lift up, find strength. Breathe in, you can watch me first if you want to. Breathe out, you're going to round through the back, grab hold of the backs of the thighs, roll back, roll up, find yogi squat. Okay, roll back, roll up, find yogi squat. If you want to add on, I'm going to give you a choice. Roll back, roll up, hands down. Can you find crow pose, even just for a minute? Roll back, roll up, find your squats. Find your crow. So just finding a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of momentum. If you want an alternative that's not a crow pose, what I want you to do is try and catch your boat. Try and catch your boat. And if you want to add the squat in as well, you absolutely can. Just working on your mobility a little bit. The other one that you can practice, I'm gonna get it a go, because whenever I try this in a video, on a class, I can never do it. It's catching your boat like this. So roll back, roll up, and catch. I did it. Roll back, roll up, and catch. I'm sure there's a way of going down with straight legs, but I don't wanna try that right now. That's not gonna work. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I really hope there's a smile on your face. Perhaps you're flying your crow, perhaps you're sticking with your squat to your roll. You choose. And if you want to, you can even find a little balance on your tippy toes in that squat. Lifting up, coming down. Okay, we're gonna do our last one, and we're all gonna catch it in boat pose. And in our boat pose, hug into center. Hands can totally be behind thighs, or reach them out long, or stretch the legs long. Lift your heart and see if you can calm your breath. I feel like some people will want to throw a block at me right now, but let's just take one more moment of stillness here. Slow the breath. It's super, super challenging. For 3, for 2, and 1. Okay, thank you for not killing me. I know it's really hard to hold a boat pose. So I want you to come into a straddle, okay? We've got a fun flow, and I don't want to get it wrong. Yes, okay, I've got this. Straddle. First of all, we're going to do stir the pot because it feels amazing. Take an imaginary massive handle and stir an imaginary massive pot. And I don't know about you guys, but this feels so joyful on my back body. We're going to do 5 in both directions because I love it. If this is really hard for you to sit in straddle, grab a book or a block, change direction, and come and sit on that instead. And always rewind back because this does feel really good. 3. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, brings it back. 2. And 1. Now, you're going to bring your left hand behind you. If this feels really hard, I'm going to give you an option, okay? Option 1, bring your right arm over, so you're in a kind of fall-in triangle, and then you're going to sit your hips down and take it into a side stretch. Option 2 is you can bend this knee and take it up into kind of kneeling wild thing, and then take your stretch like that. So whatever feels best for your body, we're going to do 3 more. Inhale, lift you up. Glutes are on. Exhale, brings you down. Last 2, inhale. Exhale, lower. Last 1, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, brings you up. Grab hold of your left knee and bend it. Now bring it in towards the body, hug it in with the right hand, sit super tall, breathe in, breathe out, and take a little rotation over towards your left. Breathe in, and perhaps go a little bit deeper with that rotation. Trying not to force yourself into this movement. Notice if you immediately want to find that anchor and kind of wrench yourself around, and instead, can you use those twisting muscles and find strength in your twist as well as opening. Now take an exhale, take a little counter twist. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to try and shift your weight forward. I'm going to see if this works with no hands. So I'm completely here with you because this idea was in my head. We're going towards gate pose and it's kind of going to go off the mat. So you're going to shift forward, bring the left knee down and bring the right knee up. Maybe, like me, you're going to wiggle back onto your yoga mat. So it can feel really nice to turn your right toes to the ceiling, but also you can flatten your foot if that feels better for you. So bring your left arm overhead and let's flow here. So exhale and then inhale brings you up and take it into a little side plank. Exhale, right hand can come to belly, left arm overhead and inhale, find your side plank. Last time, exhale. And then inhale, brings you up. Option just to hold here, modified side plank. Option to grab hold of that right foot. And instead of pushing one into the other, pull that foot really close back towards you. So you should be feeling a quad stretch. And then have a little tuck of your tailbone and notice how that increases the intensity of the stretch. At the same time, you're stabilizing through that shoulder, lifting through your side waist. I'm just laughing because I nearly fell over again. Okay, hold here and breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Release the foot down. Bring the left foot a little bit in so you can sit the hips down, okay? And then without using your hands, make a little butterfly or diamond shape or Baddha for those yogis in the room. You know their Sanskrit. You're gonna bring your feet together. You're gonna roll the shoulders open, and your exhale, you're gonna bring yourself down. Your hands are on your feet, but I don't want you to use your arms. I want you to, again, use your strength. So my strength is pushing my knees down towards the floor, opening my feet out like a book. And then I'm just gonna lightly bring my hands down. So you can curl through the spine if that feels good for you. You can keep that nice long spine if that's what you need. But whatever you're doing, close your eyes and really ask yourself, what is it? What is it that I need right now? Do I need a little curve? Do I need a straight spine? Do I need a completely other pose? And if you do, that's okay as well. Hold and breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, brings you all the way up. And we're going to do that flow on the other side. So let's find our straddle. Let's find our straddle without using our hands. So straighten your right leg, straighten your left leg. So your right hand's going to come behind you. You're going to lift up, fall in triangle. Exhale brings you down into your side twist. Option 2 was bringing that knee bent and taking a little bent knee wild thing and then taking it over. And again, it's not always about forcing yourself to doing things, okay? We like to do it. Our brain likes to take over. Listening to our body, studying ourselves. What we truly need is all the point of this yoga practice. So this last one, bringing it down, inhale, come up, step that right foot in towards the body, hug into that knee with your left arm, bring the right arm beside you. Inhale, find length. Exhale, find a little bit of rotation, gazing over that right shoulder. Again, thinking about this movement, this twist coming from the thoracic spine as well as coming from the neck. So we're sending it all the way up the spine like a little imaginary spiral staircase. Each inhale growing you taller, each exhale getting you a little bit deeper into the twist. Now exhale, take a little counter twist to the other side. And then just like we did before, you're going to see if you can shift your weight forward, bring that knee down, wiggle back if you need to onto your mat. In my head, this was like super smooth, but the reality is it's not, and you're going to take that gate pose. So inhale, lift you up, find that side, modified side plank. Exhale, brings you back gate, perhaps turning those left toes towards the ceiling. Inhale, and exhale. One more time, inhale, and exhale. And then coming up through center, bring that right foot in a little bit so you can sit all the way down. You're going to twist your body and find yourself back in a downward facing dog. And you're going to take a little big breath in, a little big, and a big breath in, and exhale, sigh it out. And then inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky, bring your right knee towards the front of the mat, lay your shin across the mat. Perhaps it's at 90 degrees, perhaps it's at 45. Don't really worry about what it looks like. We're going to find a pigeon pose, and we're going to find a strong pigeon pose. So I want you to sit up nice and tall. Push through your legs like you're trying to rip through your mat into the ground below. Maybe you lift your arms up towards the sky. We're going to hold this sensation super, super strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sink into it just for a moment. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Bring your hands into a prayer and rest your head on that prayer. If you need to be a little bit higher, you can grab a cushion or a block. And just like we did at the start, can you bring to mind one more thing that you're grateful for, big or small, whatever it is, just bring it to mind now and issue a silent little thank you in your mind for whatever it is that you're thinking of. And then very, very slowly, you're going to peel yourself up. You're going to step your foot all the way round, and you're going to come into cow face pose. So lift your hips and stack your legs on top of each other. This can be really intense for some people, so option is always there to straighten this right leg out. And then I want you to bring your hands onto the balls of your feet. I want you to give them a little bit of a massage with your hands onto the arches of your feet, sorry. And then I want you to close your eyes, not worry about what you look like, but I want you to take little sways, little circles, just little movements, even giving little rocks of the pelvis if that feels good, with the intention of finding a little bit more softness, a little bit more joy in what can be a super intense pose. The whole time breathing and trying to slow and soften the breath. Now slowly, slowly blink the eyes open if they were closed. And we're going to take a little spin to end up on the other side. If your leg is straight, you're going to switch sides. But if your knees are bent like mine, then walk your hands over towards the right. Pick up your hips, but don't pick up your toes. Spin all the way round until you come to the other side. If that didn't work, then your left leg is underneath, your right leg is on top. You're going to take a little massage again with your feet. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to take that intuitive movement. That movement that you need, breathing in and out through the nose and finding softness and release through the hips. Maybe it's a little cat-cow movement this time. Maybe it's stillness. The point is that you choose what you need. Staying here for 3, 2, and 1. We're coming back to pigeon pose. You're going to lift your right leg and bring it all the way around to the back of the mat. Perhaps you shift yourself, that's okay. You're going to point those right toes towards the back of the mat, and then you're going to find that strong pigeon. Again, maybe lifting your arms towards the sky. Imagine you're trying to break through your mat, so all your lower body muscles are engaged. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Completely and utterly release. Bring the head onto that prayer. One more time. Let's find gratitude for our bodies, for allowing us to move around the mat today, even if we found some parts difficult, even if we fell out of some of the balances. Give a huge moment of gratitude for your strong body that carries you through life. Now one more moment here. And then slowly, mindfully, you're going to peel yourself up. You're going to send that right leg forward, both knees are bent, and we're going to come down to lie on our backs. So rolling down piece by piece, hugging the knees in, big breath in, big breath out. Bring those knees over towards the left. Bring your gaze over towards the right. Notice where you're holding on to tension now. Notice and ask yourself, do I need to be holding on there, or can I let go? And the prime area being the tummy, can you release any engagement on the tummy now? Finding that big expansive breath on the inhale and feeling the body melt back to center on the exhale. And then inhale lifts you all the way up through center. And exhale, drop the knees all the way over to the other side. Now one more breath here. And then inhale brings you through center. Give those knees a great big squeeze. Lift your chin to meet your knees. For a moment, engage every single muscle in your body. And then as you exhale, Shavasana, let go. Let the feet come mat distance apart, let them hang heavy. Bring the arms even further than you might think away from the body. Let the fingers curl in naturally. Now lift up the head and just pull it a little bit further away and gently tuck the chin down, lengthening through the back of the neck. Take a huge breath in. Take a big sigh out. And with that sigh, completely let go of all control on the breath. Simply now you are its witness. Different parts of your body move as you breathe. Each breath looks different. And as you lie here and breathe, thoughts are going to come in, and that's okay. Can you gently recognize those thoughts? And can you let them go? Let them go like clouds in the sky. And before we find a moment of silence in Shavasana, I want to share a reading with you. A reading by someone called Jamie Varan. And it was shared to me by my friend Mario Whitman. And I hope you love it as much as I do. No achievement is worth your well-being. We have this belief from societal conditioning that if we achieve enough, accomplish enough, do enough, complete enough tasks, then our happiness is inevitable. That we will never have another difficult day again. That we will be fixed. But what is enough? What if you tucked in right here as you are and stopped trying to force it all? What if you took care of yourself first and left the rest for your ambition? What if you knew there was not some future perfected version of yourself? Would you still want the same things? Would you still keep going down the same difficult path? Your success can be small. Your ambitions can be to build an enjoyable, lovely life that you don't compare to anyone else's. You don't have to be the best, the most. You can just live without feeling like there's some version of yourself that's doing better in the future. You can just be free and do whatever it is you feel most called to do. When you have nothing left to prove, who are you? Be that person. We need that person. That's the person who's going to bring all the beauty, joy, and love to this achievement-obsessed world. Now very, very slowly, I want you to bring some movement back into the body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, reach the toes away from you. And exhale, hug those knees in, give them a great big squeeze. Rolling onto your right side, take a moment, take a pause, take a breath. And when you're ready, bring yourself back up to that comfortable seated position, just like you were at the start. Bring your hands onto your knees, turn the palms to face up. Bring your thumb and index finger to touch. Simply ending one more moment of gratitude. What are you grateful for right here, right now? Breathing in, letting go. Blinking the eyes open. I hope that you love that flow. I hope that your body feels amazing now, and I can't wait to see you on the mat again tomorrow.